Phantasm.
Maximum terror.
Oh! That's your target audience, baby!
Phantasm.
You know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.
Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal!
Phantasm.
What the fuck is up? And welcome to FANTASM Podcast. I am Corey Gorkreis. With me, Dr. Vincent West.
What's going on, man? How are you?
Good. We got the Chucky goo to start off this from the second
Good guys
film.
goo.
The good guys goo and blood. It's a really fucking nice scene. Direction from Jack Bender on this. Doctor, what is the film we got?
So we're watching Child's Play through.
End of Summer Blues got you down? Well, you're in luck, because here comes the Chuck.
No, you're dead. We killed you.
Wrong again, wimp! Chucky's back, and this time, he's looking for a new recruit.
Just think, Chucky's gonna be a bro.
Child's Play 3, rated R, starts tomorrow at theaters everywhere.
Which I will now say, even before we watch this, last year, props to my co-host here, Corey was like, hey, I bought this cool figure from Scream Factory. I also got, if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, and 3 in 4K.
Yeah, it was the box set. So the pre-order bonus was that little NECA figure from the part 2 where he's like charred and just or as you like to call the Cuco Rancho Chucky doll.
Correct.
And it was
I
pretty
gotta
cool.
say, if I'm being honest, and I remember seeing this movie at the theater, and this movie is actually aged pretty damn well. 2 is still my favorite. It's Corey's favorite, but I this is my second favorite.
Yeah, it's very good. I'd have to agree, too. That's my second favorite. I loved it as a kid. I was in Boy Scouts, so I always thought that was like military school. And so I was kind of like Andy in this film. He was very relatable, to me in this movie.
It's really weird. It's because, and I remember seeing this. Is this movie 93?
91.
Oh, 91. Excuse me. So, shit. I remember seeing this. God, I wish I could think of the name of that theater. I
forgot about that.
It was a United Artists theater that I saw this in.
I forgot Andrew Robinson is in this. Amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He is in this.
So there's the Star Trek.
Oh, here's another fun fact about this. And I actually, I've never done this when we were recording. I'm actually going to turn my video on just for a second so I can actually show Corey, not only do I have this in 4K, but I've never fucking opened it. It's weird. Like, I made this big deal about getting this movie and the second one after you bought that thing. I did not get part 1.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't get part 1. I just didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't buy it. But real quick, I know y'all can only hear this. You can't see it, but you'll just have to trust me that I'm telling you the truth.
I absolutely love this intro to it. It's one of my favorite horror intros to a movie. Is just the.
There it is. It's still sealed.
Oh, nice. Yeah, all mine are still sealed too.
Oh, okay. So I don't feel like an asshole.
Nope, I'm not opening them.
Speaking of sealed, look. Hello.
Yeah, hold on. Yep, The Return of the Living Dead.
Hold
God, this intro is raunch butt. I love it.
I don't know why I've never opened those.
I haven't either. I really haven't.
I've had them almost a fucking year, and they're about to put the rest of them out. Scream Factory is in 4K.
Yeah, I'm going to buy the shit out of those, too. I'm going to buy Bride of Chucky, at least. I like that movie.
You know, those straight-to-video ones are actually not that bad either.
I haven't watched them. The last one I watched was, I think, oh, shit. I guess it was Seed of Chucky?
This may or may not surprise you. I actually think the show is pretty good.
And I haven't checked that out yet either.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Not because I haven't wanted to. It always slips my mind.
Is it this movie? No. But is it pretty good? Yeah.
If you like Chucky doing the normal Chucky shit, then yeah. It's probably not very disappointing. But yeah, I haven't opened mine either. I mean, that's why you have streaming stuff, so I can just watch it on here. You know, I do want to see what the 4K looks like, but I mean,
I just thought you'd get a kick out of it because I bought it, and then I was just like, well, and then I never watched.
Yeah, so I can't tell. Can't tell you what the print actually looks like. I'm sure they look great, but
is this old dude still alive? Because I love him.
I don't know.
I'm betting he's dead.
I have no idea. We're about to find out. We can start doing the little tidbits of this film here. So it's written by Don Mancini, of course, and directed by Jack Bender. Jack Bender has directed a lot of, more fairly recently, TV episodes. He directed Lost, The Sopranos. He directed a couple episodes of Game of Thrones that I really like, so that's pretty cool.
Weird.
Yeah, like the Door episode in season 6 of Game of Thrones, I believe.
Oh, man, you got me into that show. I fucking love that show. It's great.
I think that's what season it is. But, I don't remember. It's been so fucking long since I've seen that. Because I didn't go back and watch all of it. Yeah, it's, I don't even think there is a... Yeah, the 6th season. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's directed a lot of episodes of that kind of shit. And, he did Beverly Hills 90210. He did 3 episodes of that.
Fucking awesome. What year did he do those?
1990. This is before this.
That's awesome.
So he's been a TV director pretty much since this movie, actually. He was a TV director before that. Actually, from the looks of this, besides like TV movies, this looks like one of the only actual just straight up theatrical films he's directed. Everything else has been television. Which is, it is interesting. Let me turn this fan off. Hang on a second. This thing is going crazy. That would be weird though. If I didn't. I'd be like, "What are you all right?" All right. So.
Well, it was just like I'm just trying to figure out. On a side note, I know that we should do this on podcast, but it's like why every day when you're moving out it has to be a party at someone's house. But
well, I'm not worried about it. Anyway,
it's that or Peyton Manning. Good night.
Films written by Don Mancini, directed by Jack Bender. Brad Dourif once again reprised his role as Chucky from the previous films. The new cast members include John Weiland, Perry Reeves, and Jeremy Silvers. Although released only 9 months after Child's Play 2, the story takes place 8 years following the events of the film, and 1 month before the events of Bride of Chucky. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Which was made 7 years later. It was executive produced by David Kirshner, who produced the first 2 Child's Play films, and he also created The Doll. Came out August 30th, 1991. Budget of $13 million, made $20.5 million. Did very well. 90s were still rocking and rolling with horror.
Here's a weird thing about 91. Biggest disappointment at the theater that year, Alien 3. My favorite surprise, but I knew it was going to be good from the trailers, fucking Point Break. My favorite movie of that year, I think. And by the way, Point Break is actually streaming on here, kids, if y'all would like to watch it. And I found this very interesting. Guess who's the sponsor of having Point Break on Tubi to show it in its high-definition goodness?
Who's that?
Shout Factory, which means I wonder if we're going to get a Point Break Shout Select 4K.
I would like to bet that you will. There's a side note not related to them.
That is, thank you.
I think this is a Sony 4K. I saw a thing for. They're putting out I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Nice.
On 4K, and that's a Sony release.
Nice.
Let's see. It received mixed and negative reviews from critics and disappointed at the box office, grossing only $20.5 against a budget of $13 million. Like I said, any third film of a horror franchise is not going to do very well unless you're named Friday the 13th. It's the only one that really can do that.
Well, you figure that, and I would be interested, and maybe we can do this on this episode. I don't know if this is too much of an undertaking for you and I to try to do this.
We'll look at all the threes and see what it did.
Well, no, that actually sounds fun too. I didn't even think. Oh, I was actually going to take us further than that. I've got money that says Friday the 13th did better than Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I mean, even as popular as the third film is, I don't know if it did as well than the third Friday in theaters. I really don't know that answer.
I mean, even if it did, what I'm saying, though, between the 8 OG as opposed to the 6 Freddys, and look, Corey and I love Freddy Krueger, but I'm just saying, I would be amazed if those things made more money than.
No, they didn't. There's no way. Let's see.
I mean, maybe they did. I've never done the box office. But Corey and I are going to be doing something very soon where we are going to be visiting something for you guys 8 times.
Hell yeah. The film became notorious in the United Kingdom when it was suggested it might have inspired the real-life murders of British children James Bolger and Suzanne Capper, suggestions rejected by officers investigating both cases. So this is Mr. Sullivan here. So we're going to see who plays Mr. Sullivan and if he's still kicking.
I'm saying he's toast.
So your verdict is toast. I'm honestly not sure.
I'm not saying because I want that. I actually like this actor because this is going to sound really weird. He was in an 18 episode that I really like.
His name is Peter Haskell, and he died in 2010.
Yep.
75.
I thought so.
That's crazy. And he was in the second film also, the CEO. But he's
the guy from the fucking.
And he gets knocked off. It's just depressing to see that kind of shit. Now, Jeremy Silvers, that plays Tyler in this movie, loved him. So let's see. Before we go into the trivia of this, let's try to do the 3 before we forget to do that. Let's see. Friday the 13th box office versus Nightmare.
I'm betting you money. He is in an episode of the A-Team in season 1. And you want to hear the weird thing about it is, if I'm right about this, and I could be wrong, but if I'm right about this, Andrew Robinson is in this same episode. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah. I think you're right. I just saw that. Where was it?
Okay, I was wrong, but I was right. He is in the A-Team, but he's not in the episode of Andrew Robinson. But he is in the A-Team. He was in The Fall Guy, which I fucking loved. He was in Love Boat.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, so this is this is interesting. This is just overall.
Fantasy Island. Charlie's Angels.
Well, this isn't doing the 3 films, but it's doing just the overall horror franchises and the money they made. As this dude's being strangled to death by a fucking yo-yo, which is amazing.
Ha!
This is great. Old Mr.
Chucky looks funny right there. He's like,
That's pretty funny.
Chucky doesn't scare me. If he started trying to attack me, I would just start laughing and run.
Yeah, because he'd be talking shit, too. It's funny.
It's funny.
The Friday the 13th series, when compared to the other top-grossing American horror series, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, Halloween, Saw, Scream, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and adjusting for 2023 inflation, is second at the domestic box office with $908.4 million total.
Who's number 1? Scream?
Halloween is the highest-grossing horror series at approximately $1.9 billion.
That's actually annoying.
Does a lot of that have to do with the Rob Zombie films? I would like to think yes. Unfortunately, but that has to be why.
Well, look, let's talk about this.
Those movies didn't make that much money.
But here's the reality.
And because of the newer ones too.
I don't watch the Scream stuff, so I'm leaving that out of this conversation. But for me, because I have watched the Saw movies, I thought that Saw reboot was awful. Spiral, I thought was terrible.
Haven't watched it. Oh,
it's
Spiral.
Fucking
Spiral.
Terrible. But
yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of Spiral.
But here's the thing: I thought Jigsaw was great, and the Saw movies are fine. I don't have any problem with it. But here's the thing: I don't know, man. For my bang for my buck, it's still Friday the 13th. Man.
Well, of course, but here's what you have to figure about the.
I like Nightmare on Elm Street. I love Freddy, but Part 2 is my favorite movie. Like the other movies, if I never see them again, that's okay.
So here's
the first one's fun, but I love Part 2. Part 2, I think Part 3 is overrated. I think Part 4 is kind of hokey, and Part 5 and 6 are just stupid.
But here's why it's ahead of Friday the 13th. There's been 4 or 5 other films, whereas Friday the 13th hasn't had a film since 2009.
Try 6 or 7 if we're counting the zombie stuff.
So you get the two Rob Zombies and then the 3
and then those goddamn
reboots.
Danny McBride ones. I mean, those are fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's been
and I
5.
love Danny McBride. Corey and I love him as a comedian, but as the Halloween series, it's kind of like.
But there's been 5 more Halloween movies since, if we're counting 2009 or whatever. There's the 2 Rob Zombie movies, and then there's the 3 new ones. All those made a lot of money. I want to also
say this real quick.
So
to defend Friday the 13th, not to you, but to America and Canada and Europe and France and Japan and whoever's listening to us, Australia, I just want to say this. The 2009 Friday the 13th movie is incredible. I love it. I'll defend it till I'm dead. It's fun. It's quick. It's easy. It's over. It's done.
Yep.
And I hate that it didn't get sequel. I actually thought the movie was a lot of fun.
Well, they've had all that fiasco with Victor Miller and all that.
Everything. Oh, and by the way, side note, while we're talking about Friday the 13th, got to throw this out there. Gun Media has finally lost the rights to that video game.
Yeah.
And in 2024, it is shut down completely. It will not even work.
Yep. It's just done.
I read that the other day somewhere. I don't know if you saw that. It sounds like you did.
That's awful.
Well, here's the thing. Another company is going to put a Friday the 13th game out. I don't know what type of game it's going to be, but it's getting put out because apparently, supposedly now...
There's Andrew Robinson.
Yeah, it is.
A badass.
But anyway, yeah, so we'll see what happens. By the way, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game comes out in August. And
rightfully
anyone that would like to buy that for me... because I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I need to run around going.
Let's see. It is followed by Nightmare on Elm Street series, which is 793.5. Scream series is in 4th with 779.5, followed by Saw 688.3.
Wow.
Texas Chainsaw 459.7, and Child's Play to round it out with 305.2. The financial success has extended to home release with more than 5 million DVDs sold by 2005.
Wow.
So, I mean, but you figure the numbers, and that actually does show me the budgets here of the Fridays. So, first film was made with $550,000. It made $39 million. We can go ahead. We can go ahead and round that up to $40 million. $20 million international. So, these are the worldwide totals, 59 million, almost 60 million. 1.25 was the budget for part 2. It made 21.7 million. Wow. Part 3, 2.5 million, made almost 37 million. I'm just rounding these ones up. Part 4, $2.6 million budget, $33 million box office. Part 5, $2.2 million budget, we'll go $22 million.
That commercial.
Jason Lives, budget of $3 million, made $20 million. New Blood, $2.8 million budget, made $20 million. And they obviously were going down after that. In part 8, $5 million budget.
Well, in Part 7's defense, that movie is the one that got butchered by the MPAA.
It did. And then Part 8, they filmed it in Canada, which should have been cheaper, but it was the New York shots that fucked them on that. So they had a $5 million budget for that movie. And it was the lowest grossing of all time for their franchise, made $15 million. Still good. And then Jason...
it's one of my favorites. I love Part 8.
I do too. $3 million for Final Friday, made $16 million.
Wait a minute, Corey likes a slasher that's in New York?
Well, here's the the worst over-under, and this is one I saw in theaters on my brother's birthday. Jason X had a budget of $14 million, and it made $14 million. Actually, it made under. It made $13.12 million, so not even enough to round it up. Freddy vs. Jason, budget of $30 million, and it made $83 million. That movie was huge. And it didn't have Kane Hodder in it, and it was garbage. And then the 2009 film, $19 million budget, made $65 million.
What about Jason Goes to Hell? How did it do?
Oh, that one was $3 million budget, and made about $16 million. So it still did fairly. It did okay.
Oh.
Definitely not that good, but
that movie, man, I actually think that movie's pretty fun. I don't necessarily. Yeah, that movie should just be called a Friday. It's like Halloween 3.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let's see. We're going to look at...
I'm not saying it's as good as Halloween 3. I'm just saying it's...
So let's compare the threes.
If it had been called something else, I think it would have be more renowned.
Right. Well, we're going to compare the threes now, so I'm going to make a note of this. So just remember, Friday the 13th Part 3 made $37 million.
Okay.
On a $2.7 million budget. Now we're going to click on Nightmare on Elm Street. We're going to go down to box office here. If we can find it on here. That'll be
Dream Warriors?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the only reason it's possible it made a lot more money than I'm thinking, but I don't know, to be honest. References. Of course it's not going to tell me. Let's see. I'll just have to click on the third one. The cool thing about Friday the 13th, it actually showed each movie down on a list of like box office numbers, whereas this one I'm gonna have to dig.
Fucking awesome.
I'm gonna have to dig for this one. All right. Wow. Dream Warriors gets the big fat old edge on this by quite a bit, but their budget was higher. So on a budget of what, $2.7 million, I said Friday the 13th Part 3 made. I forgot it. Like $36 million or something like that.
Well, no, you said 39, so I'm rounding it to $40 million.
No, it made $37 million total. 36.69, so I'm already rounding it up to 37. But
okay.
Dream Warriors, on a budget of around $4 to $6 million, made $45 million. So yes, it received mostly positive reviews. Critics considered to be one of the best films in the Elm Street series. I think the second one's better, but I do like that one. And the second one made $30 million, whereas Friday the 13th Part 2 made $22 million. So I mean, they were a lot more popular in the box office.
Here's the thing that we're also comparing movies. The Friday the 13th thing was already well established before Nightmare on Elm Street.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was a new thing because you figure
You've got it's like new Coke and classic Coke, you know.
Well, you also figure...
And I want to say this too, because and I'm just being completely honest about this. As much as I love John Carpenter, I do not and have never thought Michael Myers was scarier or more dangerous than Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Jason Voorhees is somebody that you could not pay me to fuck with. And I love that it's this summer thing. I don't know why everybody's like, man, I want to watch that Friday the 13th marathon on Halloween. It's like, these are not Halloween movies.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like Halloween the series. I mean like these are not what I consider pumpkin pie, Halloween, and eating candy movies, and it's cold outside. I have never thought of Friday the 13th as a winter franchise.
Right.
They're a summer franchise, you know. And if I'm not mistaken, you'd have to go look at this. I'm pretty sure a lot of those movies were released in the fucking summer and spring, were they not?
They're all summer, yeah. I have an ad.
Oh, shit. I have an ad too. Like literally, I went to pause it and I've got an ad.
Good.
Oh God, my whole thing just. Oh, there we go. There's the ad. I thought it was going to shit out.
So the other thing to consider and where it's hard to compare these, there was 4 Friday the 13th films before the first Elm Street. So at this time, you got to figure they're just wanting another horror icon to show up. You're like, well, Jason's cool and all, but we've seen him 4 times. He's well rounded out in this last film and this film, so it's like we need something different. So 84 comes out, and it's like, hey, here's Nightmare on Elm Street, here's Freddy Krueger. Of course, it's going to make more money because Friday the 13th paved the way. Helped pave the way. Because before Friday the 13th, there was Halloween. Before Halloween, there was Texas. So it's like, you get all that. They all pave the way for each other, and they all help build the franchises, make money, and that's just how it works, I guess.
But if I'm being honest, like there's something when I go watch, and I don't know why this is, but there's something when I go watch Friday the 13th that I don't get from any of these other franchises. I just don't.
Yeah, because he's the ultimate just big slasher with a knife in his hand.
Okay,
right?
I'm back on. Do I need to pause?
Yes, pause it. I'm on a Swiffer commercial. She's mopping up camp counselor's blood in her kitchen.
Fabries, ba 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 ba. Anyway,
cleaning up dog do on my wood floor.
I am paused at 24:08.
Okay, I think it's done. I'm at 24:08 on pause. Halloween 3, just to put it on here because I said I'm looking up the 3s. It did like 14.4 million. That's obvious because it was part 3 that nobody went and saw, which is one of the best films in the whole damn franchise.
Let's talk about that a second, though. Let's talk about Halloween 3 real quick. Is that okay?
Yep, and then we'll, I guess, keep everyone up to speed with the movies here.
That movie has this resurgence of people that are like, this movie's amazing, and it is.
Yes, it is.
But why is it that I still meet people that will not give me Halloween 3, but they think the Thing is this cultural revolution? And I'm like, that movie made 0 money at the box office. No, it wasn't. It was a hit. No, it was not.
No, it was a flop. Absolute flop.
Fucking bomb.
Absolute.
It was a fucking bomb.
Yep, flop.
Conan the Barbarian and E.T. handed the Thing its ever-loving ass on release.
Sure did.
So everyone's like, oh, no way, man, it's a masterpiece. No, Escape from New York is a masterpiece. The Fog is a masterpiece. Prince of Darkness is a masterpiece. Big Trouble in Little China may be the best movie he's ever made.
Yep. And
everyone still comes at me with the Thing. Here's the other deal. I don't like body horror. If the Thing was a slasher movie, it would be my favorite John Carpenter movie too, but it's not.
Right.
Do I like Keith David and Kurt Russell in it? Yes. Do I like anything else about it other than Wilford Brimley? He's like, I'll kill you. But outside of that, I think the movie's just fine. But I do not feel like masturbating when I watch that film. Everyone just masturbates so hard over that. But nobody, the same people that are younger than me that love that movie, they will not give me Halloween 3. And I'm like, why?
It's weird. I don't know.
Halloween 3 is brilliant. You cannot sit and tell me that it is not. Michael Myers ain't in it. I don't give a shit.
That's what made it good. You didn't have to be in it.
No,
Who the fuck are you?
Shit.
To round out.
I will say this for those that have never spent the money on it. Halloween 3 in 4K. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I still need to get it because I only have the first 2.
Lord. Oh, my Lord. Does it look
to round out to these last 2 on the system.
Sorry, I went off track.
Well, last three films. Texas Chainsaw 3 made $6 million. I mean, obviously. Scream.
You gotta do Jaws 3 in 3D too.
That's a good one.
Because it's summer.
Scream 3 made $162 million, which is outrageous.
God damn!
Yeah, that those movies made a shit ton of money.
I know.
What's the Jaws? We'll do Jaws before we do this last one.
No, I've got another one too. Phantasm 3, Jaws 3, and Psycho 3.
Good ones. All right.
Thank you.
Jaws 3.
That's why you hired me, kids.
That's
why I'm on here.
Jaws 3 made $88 million.
God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Holding it down. I don't think Phantasm really made much money.
Okay, and let's also defend Phantasm 3 real quick.
Love it.
I'll let Corey. No, I don't mean that, but it's released. If I'm not mistaken, that movie was only released theatrically in Europe, not in America.
Yeah, it had a 2-week.
In America, it was very limited.
A 2-week theatrical run in 2 markets in '94: Baton Rouge and St. Louis.
So we're going to have to look at the international market on it.
It doesn't tell me shit. It just says the budget was 2.5.
Okay, fuck it. Then we're skipping it. Don Coscarelli, we love you. We're just going to give you an honorable mention. We'll do Leprechaun 3 instead.
That's good. Let's do that one. Leprechaun 3. Let's see.
And I'm throwing one in for myself that's not horror. You're going to have to do it for me.
Okay. This one again
So
must
no
have had a
one wanted-
limited release because there's no. Yeah, it was released direct to video.
Leprechaun 3 was?
Yeah.
Is that the Vegas one?
Yeah, I think so.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, it's the Vegas one.
Son of a bitch. That's my favorite one.
It was direct to
It's
video.
got the chick that plays Stretch in it from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah, it does. Caroline Williams, yeah.
Yep. Okay, then I've got another one. Smokey and the Bandit Part 3.
Okay, let's do the Psycho one first before I forget that one.
Sorry.
Psycho 3 might have also been
And I'm not
direct.
looking this up, kids. These are rattled off the doctor's brain. I'm just rattling
Guess when Psycho 3 came out. This is amazing.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I literally just did that to you. I just Joanna manned you.
You did. You did.
I did. Because he did that to us in real life. If people don't know that, it's real stuff.
Yep.
Are you asking me the year or the date?
No, it's more of like just so I can tell you because it's crazy.
I have no idea.
It came out July 2nd, 1986. My birthday. It's awesome.
You were still chilling in your daddy's sack.
Yep, but it was my birthday. 4 years later, I'd be hatched on the same day.
Jeff Fahey is great in that movie.
He is great. $8.4 million budget, box office, $14.4 million.
Not bad.
No, it's not. Not for a third.
And fun fact for the kids out there, and I'll let you double check this. Double check my math. Anthony Perkins directed that film.
Yeah, he did.
So.
Smoking the Bandit 3. Wow, that is horrible.
It's a flop. I know. I love it.
Budget of $9 million, made $7 million.
Let me tell everybody why that movie did not
Sheesh.
make money, because Burt Reynolds is not in it.
Huh.
He has a cameo in it, but the movie is about the snowman driving around in the bandit car,
Interesting.
and he's being chased by Jackie Gleason, which is the shit, which is why I love the movie. Jackie Gleason is so goddamn badass in that fucking movie.
Let's try Return of the Living Dead Part 3.
That's got to be straight to video. I
Yeah.
don't know how you're going to do that one.
I think it is. The budget... No, it had a box office, so let's see. I'm trying to see the budget here.
Oh, I thought of another one, Poltergeist 3.
That's good. The box office, it made $54,000. God damn.
Okay, before you do that, give me the budget on Escape from the Planet of the Apes. That's the third Planet of the Apes.
Okay, I got another one, too. Hellraiser 3. Let's see that.
Fucking love that movie. It's my Bradley's favorite, too.
$12.6 million.
On which one?
Hellraiser 3.
Oh, okay.
So which Planet of the Apes?
Escape from the Planet of the Apes. It's the third film in the original franchise of the films.
They probably made a lot of money. All those films made a lot. Well, yeah, budget about $2 million. Box office, $12.3 million.
Wow.
What was another one I had in my head? It was, fuck. Yeah, you said Poltergeist, yes. Poltergeist 3.
Amityville 3.
Budget of 9.6. Box office, $14 million. Let's try.
I'm scared, baby.
Let's try Days of the Dead. Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead.
I've got another good one.
Budget of 3.6, made $34 million.
Army of Darkness.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember showing that theatrically.
Budget of $11 million, made $22 million.
This was straight to video, but I'm throwing it out there anyway. Darkman 3.
Darkman 3 had a budget of $5 million. Die, Darkman, Die.
Okay.
It was released on VHS on tape on August 20th, 1996. As per industry standards, Laserdisc followed 1 week later. It was reissued on DVD by Universal on January 5th, 2004 in the U.S. as part of the budget price Universal Studio Selections collection. It was devoid of features other than the chapter selection. International pressing predates the domestic version, listed with a release date of October 23rd, 2000 in the UK. It included a brief biography of lead actor Arnold Vosloo.
Rambo 3.
Oh, that movie made a shit ton of money. Let's see. God almighty.
Jim, kids. I want to watch a good Stallone flick.
Ooh. Budget of $65 million. Made box office $189 million.
God damn. Rocky 3.
I'm sure that made more than that. Good God.
By the way, I want to just throw this out there to everybody.
Jesus.
They put a collection out a few months ago of the Rocky movies 1, 2, 3, and 4 in 4K. They look unfucking real.
Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Budget of $17 million. Box office $270 million.
Holy.
I'm telling you, that movie fucking. Here, we do one for you.
The Future Part 3.
Okay, I'll do one right here though for you. We'll do Superman 3.
Dude, I love that movie. Everybody hates it though.
Budget's $39 million. Box office $80 million.
Boom.
Boom. Back to the Future.
Christopher Reeves, Richard Pryor, baby.
Let's see. Back to the Future 3. The budget was $40 million for that movie, and it made $245 million. Damn.
All right, for you and then for me, you ready?
Yep.
Return of the Jedi, and then for me, Star Trek 3: Search for Spock.
Got it. Which I love that movie. Let's see, and then I guess we'll round these out. We'll maybe.
No, and then I hate to ask you to do this too. This is the third in those film franchises because of the Next Generation. Then I want you to give me Insurrection's budget, Star Trek Insurrection, and then it's gross.
Okay. Budget for Jedi was around. It's in between 33 million and 43 million.
Okay.
482 million.
Oh, whoa.
That's Star Wars numbers right there. Just outrageous. Star Trek's probably up there too. Let's see. Star Trek Search for Spock. Let's see. Okay, had a budget of around 17 million. Went on to do 87 million.
Oh, that's a lot for that.
Yeah.
That's Search for Spock.
Yeah.
I love that fucking movie. It's got Christopher Lloyd in it. As we say on Earth, c'est la vie.
This is a weird one we can do.
Insurrection. Do you got to do Insurrection?
Oh, yeah. Insurrection.
It's the third. Now, I'm going to explain this. There's going to be a lot of people going, man, that's part 8. It's like, no, or 9, excuse me. It's actually not. Technically, it's the third of the Next Generation films. So
I saw Insurrection in theaters.
Do you think I didn't?
Of course you did. But that's like the only Star Trek movie I've seen in theaters, not counting the shit ones. But that was the first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters, and I saw it with...
I'll defend that movie until I'm dead. I think it's great.
I saw it with Colonel Sanders.
Amazing.
Directed by Jonathan Frakes. I didn't know that.
Yes, he did.
Budget of about $70 million. Box office, $118 million. So that made a pretty good money.
Wow.
Made a good amount. RoboCop 3. Budget of...
Oh, God.
Directed by your boy, your home slice, Fred Decker.
He is.
For those of you who don't know, it's Monster Squad. And the story was by Frank Miller, your other home slice.
I love Frank Miller.
$22 million budget, made $47 million, so it broke even. You know, it still had
I didn't know that fucking thing made that much money.
It still had fucking Nancy Allen in it. It had a different RoboCop. Can't remember his name. I think Rip Torn is in that movie too, which is awesome. That movie I remember. I've seen the third one way more than the second film. The second one I'm not as familiar with at all. But the third one I've seen for some reason a lot more than the second film. We got any other threes, or should we just...
Yes, we do. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is for my co-host. I love him. I couldn't get into this, although if it had been marketed to me as a Goosebumps film, I could have. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay, we'll count that. We'll count that one.
Hey, part 3?
Yeah, technically. Let's see.
Bring it on.
Budget of $75 million, made $204 million.
Oh shit!
Not bad.
No, it's not.
Let's see. Best. I'll just do it.
Oh, I've got one.
Okay.
Oh my God, do I have one? And I'm having to think about this. You're going to give me a second because I'm trying to remember the chronological order of this. But if I am not mistaken, it is, and this is going to be a big one. Are you ready? This is a big one.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
It is the third, if I'm not mistaken, in that film franchise. You can double check that before we give numbers on it, but I think that is correct.
It should be, yeah. Budget of $25 million. Yeah, the third installment in National Lampoon's Vacation film series. Made $73 million.
Wow!
Yeah, that's pretty good for a comedy film. We gotta do this one.
Toy Story 3.
All right, after that, we're gonna do Last Crusade first. We might as well. Jeez.
No, that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Woohoo! All right, well, this is our winner on the list here by far. Budget of $48 million, $474 million, trumping Jedi.
That's Star Wars money.
That's bigger than Star Wars. That takes the cake on that so far. It's the biggest one.
Well, no, Jedi was somewhere in that.
For like 468. So Last Crusade made more money.
Dude, that's still. Well, I'll still give Star Wars the Star Wars money. That's crazy.
Sure, yeah, Disney money, really.
Yeah, it's insane.
Spielberg money, Lucas money.
I mean, that was before Disney was involved. So that's
true.
Disney.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, for you, this is for you and me. You got Toy Story 3 and then Iron Man 3.
Okay. Toy Story 3.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of third films, and I like a lot of third films.
Let's see. Why does it just put Toy Story at? Because I didn't put the 3. There it is.
I have a commercial.
I do too. It's on Febreze car.
Mine is Peyton Manning.
He's smelling his fecal matter through his car, and the girl's like, "Did you fart?" It had a budget of $200 million. Toy Story 3.
Jesus.
That's a lot of fucking money. Box office, $1.67 billion.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Disney doesn't fuck around, man. Iron Man 3. And then I think, we'll do some movie stuff. We'll get back to this film. But this has been fun. This has been fun. Iron Man 3, budget, $200 million. The box office, $1.215 billion. Ridiculous.
Hold on, we have to do this. You're going to get mad at me, and I haven't stopped. We've got to do this. Captain America Civil fucking War.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm not seeing the budget here. Hang on. $250 million budget. Box office, $1.153 billion. Yeah, it's insane. These fucking Marvel movies, dude. Make so much goddamn money. It's great. Most of them are good. But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Iron Man 3 will defend it till I'm dead.
It's a great movie. So now we'll get back to Chucky. Here we missed some stuff. I don't even remember.
Sorry, Chucky.
A lot of this movie is like the school stuff, and he's not really killing a lot of people just like right yet. So I think we're still fine. So Chucky returns for revenge against Andy, the young boy who defeated him, and now a teenager living in a military academy. A lot of people hate this movie. I love this movie. Always have. We'll do a little trivia stuff here. Now that we're getting back into the Child's Play world here. Okay. Under pressure from Universal, screenwriter Don Mancini was asked to begin writing the third film even before the second film was released. Hence, this picture was released only 9 months after Child's Play 2. Mancini has called it his least favorite because he felt he was out of ideas so soon after the second installment. Larry said those kid things. There's not a lot of tidbits on this. John Ritter was originally supposed to appear as a security guard at the Good Guy Doll Factory. In sequence where some kids sneak into the factory and discuss the Chucky myth, Ritter later appeared in Bride of Chucky in a supporting role. That's one of my favorite kills in all of horror, kids, is the Bride of Chucky scene with John Ritter. He gets nail gunned to death in the face, and it's awesome.
Yes, he does.
And John Ritter I love John Ritter to death, so it was cool to see him in a horror film and to get knocked off in the beginning of the movie, and that he agreed to do it so much later. It's awesome.
John Ritter is the shit.
He's great. Great comedic mind. He's a great actor. Rest in peace. This was the first film in the series to use computers to aid in Chucky's puppetry in order to perfect the lip syncing. You can kind of tell because it looks a lot better for sure. And then the box office disappointment of this movie, it made only $21 million on a $13 million budget. There's the reason why there was not another Chucky movie for 7 years until Bride of Chucky in 1998. Now what we can do real quick is look up the budget for that, because I know that movie made money. That movie made $51 million.
Are you shitting me?
Made a lot of money for a Chucky movie. Don Mancini initially wanted to introduce the concept of multiple Chuckies in the movie, but due to budget constraints, the idea was eventually scrapped. Mancini later used this concept 26 years later for Cult of Chucky.
Cult of Chucky is actually a pretty good movie.
I haven't seen it. Brad Dourif's least favorite movie is Part 3. It's the only film...
Oh, man!
Yeah, he doesn't like it, I guess. I mean, you figure you do it 9 months after the other one that was good. I mean, I can see how they were all probably not too happy making this movie because it was just pressured. The only film of the series where Andy Barclay is played by a different actor instead of Alex Vincent. The simple reason for the recasting was, of course, that Andy had to age 8 years, whereas Vincent was still only 9 years old when the film was made. He does appear twice, though, via photos as young Andy at the beginning and middle of the film. Vincent would later return to the role in Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky. The movie was actually filmed at Kemper Military School and Junior College in Boonville, Missouri. The movie called the school Kent. The school is now closed down. Peter Jackson was asked to direct. That's funny. He's no stranger to horror films. That's weird. So here's more insight on those kids being killed or whatever in the UK, where they tried to pin this movie on the inspiration or something. In addition to the James Bulger case in Britain, another murder was vicariously linked to the film. Suzanne Capper was kidnapped and tortured by former friends for several days. Afterwards, she was set on fire by her captors and left to die in a ditch. God almighty. She was found still alive after crawling to a nearby road.
And they blamed this movie?
But later succumbed to her injuries. During her terrifying ordeal, Suzanne was forced to listen to Hi, I'm Chucky, Wanna Play by 150 volts of maximum volume through headphones. One of those found guilty, Bernadette McNeely, later admitted to commencing each torture session with the phrase, Chucky's coming to play. Soon the words themselves were enough to make Capper scream. That is fucked. I mean, they can't do anything about the movie with that. It's just, I mean, people are fucking insane anyway. That's a really...
Well, now, hold on a sec. Let's stop a second. I want to say something.
It's really horrifying.
No, it's awful. But here's the thing. Anyone that has ever listened to this podcast and you think that it is okay to go out and perform the acts that you're seeing in horror films, Corey and I have never condoned that, and we never would.
No, we love, on-screen violence, but it's the art of it. We don't like real life violence.
So anyone that has ever listened to us and think that we're into actually killing people or blood and guts,
not in a real sense, no.
And
like
Corey has an OnlyFans where he shoves like multiple dildos up his butt. And that's a lot of, that's body horror in its own. But he needs the money, and it's okay.
Yeah, sure.
And
it's only phantasms.
But we do not condone that type of stuff. Like I said, that you get some real fucking people, I think, that sometimes watch this stuff and just go crazy. I guess. I don't know.
Or they're already crazy and need inspiration. I mean, who knows?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. But what you just read about Child's Play 3 harkens back to me, and I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking. I'll shut up. But it harkens me back to the Columbine stuff, and they were trying to. And look, anyone that knows me knows that I have no respect, nor do I like Marilyn Manson, but he did not deserve to get blamed, which he did, as well as the filmmakers, the something brothers that made the Matrix movies. I'm not a fan of those movies, but
right.
I like the first one. But Wachowski brothers or
Wachowski.
Whatever the fuck they are. I can't remember their names, but I think that's actually wrong too. But whatever. I'm not a fan of the Matrix. I'm not saying I am a horror guy, but anyway. But the point I'm trying to make is they tried to blame the Matrix filmmakers. They tried to blame Marilyn Manson for the Columbine stuff. It's like, no, you had some people that were just mad. And
they blame everything but the weapons themselves.
Right.
That's all they're trying to do.
You can't blame, even though I don't like him either, but you can't blame Marilyn Manson and the Matrix filmmakers. Can you look that up? The filmmakers of the Matrix.
That's they're the Wachowskis now. They're not the Wachowski brothers anymore, but yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Right. And I'm not trying to. That's not where I was going with that. I'm just saying they should not be blamed for.
No, I agree. Just
making science fiction films that are violent. You know, if someone goes and does something crazy, you know, fun story, kids. True story. Holiday of 20. I was in a Walmart where there was a shooting.
Mm-hmm. You were. So I'm not condoning violence. That was terrifying. It was actually two rednecks fighting over a child's bike around the holidays. And I was in the Walmart when the shooting started. But anyway, so fast forward to now, you know, you watch that's fucked up. I had no idea that people watch this movie for inspiration. Like these movies to me are like watching Looney Tunes. Like I just don't. Yeah. I don't take Chucky seriously at all. I don't think he's supposed to be taken seriously, but I guess.
Now, The Exorcist scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, same here.
Jason, the first first five Friday the 13th movies are kind of creepy.
Yeah. It's a guy stalking you in the woods, you know. I mean, that can happen.
I mean, even the Roy one in 5, he's fucking taking people out. He's fucking them up.
Yeah.
It's cold-blooded. It's brutal. But what I'm saying is, I'm always fascinated with stuff that's like, man, I'm going to wear a scream mask and kill somebody. It's like, what? Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
If somebody came running at me in a scream mask, I'm going to hit them in the face with a shovel, and then it's going to go Prowler. But, you know, nothing against screams. It just doesn't scare me. Just like the Saw stuff. I was watching the first Saw movie recently in 4K because I found it, like, really cheap. And then I followed it up with Jigsaw, which I know is many movies later, but I watched them both. Those movies are fun. They don't scare me, though. I think they're gross. There's some Taco Rancho going on. But, you know, they don't scare me. I'm not scared of Jigsaw.
Right.
I think Jigsaw's cool, but I'm not scared of him.
Right.
Same as Chucky. I'm not scared. Leprechaun, same thing. I'd kick his ass to the moon. It's like, fuck away from
They're just great. They're just fun.
No, they're fun. They're great. I'm just saying I don't like it, but it's just like Jaws. Jaws is scary. A shark will eat you.
Yeah.
You know, Leatherface will skin you alive and feed with his chainsaw.
Yeah.
I mean, Freddy never scared me as a kid.
Right.
I thought Freddy was cool. Maybe I'm kind of demented for that, but I was never scared of him.
Oh, he's cool as shit.
But if we're being honest, he's scarier to me in part 2 than he is in any of the other films.
Oh, yeah. He's like fucking Demon Freddy. It's great. He's just pissed in that movie.
Yeah, it's hey, man, everything's going to be okay. We're going to help you. Help yourself, fucker.
Yeah.
It's a shit. But I never, Phantasm. The tall man is scary.
He is scary. He's a scary dude.
It's scary. He's like Frankenstein from another planet.
Yeah, basically.
You know? But you know, for me, and a side note real quick, Don Coscarelli, I don't know if you're listening. I don't know if you listen to us. Why do I not have the first couple Phantasm films in 4K? Why?
I'm sure they're coming.
Why? I need some 4K action.
They put 2 box sets out in a fucking year and made Blu-rays, so I mean, I'm sure they're just like, all right, I guess we've got to make 4K now.
But you know what I mean? Like, give me some 4K action. But especially the first movie.
Yeah.
I get the first one in 4K.
Yeah.
But yeah, You can't blame. Someone goes crazy and goes and does stuff. Like, I remember reading something somewhere where somebody had been watching America. This is a fucked up kill.
Yeah.
Someone had been watching American Psycho and started killing people, and I'm just like...
Stupid.
Kind of, yeah.
How
did he die?
Throw him in the trash. What?
How did that guy just end? Did he have a heart attack?
I didn't see it. I must be behind, because he just threw him in the garbage can. Let's see. He's about to get whacked.
I just didn't know how he died. Like, he just fell into a table of miniatures, but it didn't show how he died.
Let's see. Oh, no, he did. Heart attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Chucky's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That's funny. The final film in the series to include the lore that Chucky must transfer his soul into the first person he revealed his true identity to, and within a limited time frame before he's stuck in the body forever. Bride of Chucky retcons.
He's trying to get into Justin Wallen in this movie.
No, that Tyler kid, I think, because he's like basically the new Andy.
Oh, okay.
The little kid.
Is that not Justin Wallen's character?
No. He's the older kid.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he's the older kid, I think. That's supposed to be, yeah. Bride of Chucky retcons this lore and introduces the heart of the Damballa amulet that Charles apparently always had and was buried with his corpse. With the amulet, he can possess any human host he wants. It's the last film in the series to use Child's Play in its title until the release of the reboot Child's Play in 2019. Young adult cast participated in actual war games together. The story of this film takes place 8 years following the events of we already said that. First film in the series that Chucky in doll form uses a gun as a weapon. Besides Brad Dourif, Peter Haskell, they are the only actors to appear in both Child's Play 2 and 3. The scene where Tyler sees the Good Guy doll commercial on television is similar to the original. When Andy sees the Good Guy doll commercial on TV, they both say wow when they see the advertisement. Will Wheaton, Ethan Hawke, and Skeet Ulrich were considered to play Andy Barclay. Ulrich would later play Billy Loomis in Scream, a role that Wallen screen tested for. Interesting.
That's awesome.
The military academy scenes, which are the main plot of the film, takes place entirely in just 2 days. A prologue to the film was initially written featuring a pair of siblings, Joey and Pam, who sneak into an abandoned Good Guy factory and discuss the Chucky myth and the events that happened 8 years prior. The sequence would have made for lots of creepy visuals and explain how the doll-making machine turns on by itself. In the script, Pam finds Chucky's remains and part of his head snaps viperously at her fingertips. She falls backwards onto a lever, activating the machine. The two children scamper off. John Ritter would have appeared as the security guard in the sequence, while his son, Jason Ritter, was initially cast to play the character of Joey. At the last minute, Universal opted not to film the prologue. Missed opportunity there.
We should probably queue up Chuck. We've not done that either.
Well, Chucky for Chucky. Almost done with this. Let's see.
Well, you're good. I didn't mean to. I just thought I would.
Let's say it's good enough. Let's see. What else was Justin Wallen in? Justin Wallen. No, nothing. Lois and Clark. That's right. You were saying that earlier. He's also in the Deadpool.
Yeah, he is.
Who the other kid is that I keep seeing? Yeah, Travis Fine. He's the other one. I'm like, oh no, I've seen him in a ton of shit. Girl Interrupted. That's what it is. Kid that plays Shelton in this movie is the orderly in Girl Interrupted, which is pretty cool. He's a good character. So we're doing 1991.
Yes, sir.
And we will queue up Chuck and start altering the future.
Altering the future!
So if it's your first time tuning into Phantasm, welcome. Thank you very much. Basically, Altering the Future will take you back to the time this movie came out, this year being 1991, and we'll show you around the year, like what other movies were out during this year. And the Doctor always does music, and sometimes adult film, and sometimes other shit. So sometimes TV. So we will. You never know. And usually, you know, we've done these so many times these years that I don't usually just. I used to do just horror movies. I kind of go all over the place. I'm going to do the same thing here. Try not to forget anything. We'll go ahead and say Point Break, because we did earlier. Got Double Impact, Toy Soldiers, Kickboxer 2. That one has like Mike Tyson in it, I think, doesn't it?
I don't remember.
I think it has Mike Tyson in it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secrets of the Ooze. Scanners 3, The Takeover. That's one we could have looked up. I don't even know what this is, but Fart the movie. That's interesting. The Addams Family, Highlander 2, The Quickening.
I like that movie. Everybody hates it.
Motorhead Live, Everything Louder Than Everything. Whatever that says. Motorhead thing. That's cool. That came up. That's a bunch of dog shit. Last Boy Scout. Popcorn, The Rocketeer, Subspecies, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Silence of the Lambs, Sometimes They Come Back, which we did a thing of, and it was so bad we didn't use it. Not our fault, it was the movie. It was just terrible. Ernest Scared Stupid, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country.
It's a great movie.
People Under the Stairs.
It's a weird movie.
Hook.
It's a weird movie.
Highway to Hell.
It's a fun movie.
Nothing But Trouble.
It's a fun movie.
It is weird. Kevin Costner, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Everything Corey does, he does for you.
Let's see.
I never could get into that Robin Hood movie. I was never into it.
Body Parts. Hey, it's Jeff Fahey. Yeah, it's great.
He's back again, folks.
Puppet Master 3. Toulon's Revenge. Not really ever seen those movies. Seen like the first one. Puppet Master 3.
Oh, those movies are just silly.
Cape Fear. Omen 4, The Awakening. I mean, it's a bunch of turds, to be honest. Howling 6, The Freaks. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toymaker. Class of...
They put that fucking thing out on Blu-ray.
They did. Class of Nukem High 2, Subhumanoid Meltdown. Critters 3. Basket Case 3, The Progeny. What a bunch of shit. Let's see. 1991, what a year. Let's see. God damn it. 91. It's shitty how they do this now. What the fuck?
I've got a bunch of music pulled up for everybody.
The music's fine on here. Let's see. Go to action. Pretty much done all those. Like I said, it's Suburban Commando. That's a nice cheesy one. Operation Condor. One Good Cop with Michael Keaton. Hudson Hawk. That was Bruce Willis. McBain. That's Christopher Walken. If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco. Love that man.
Dude, I love that movie.
That's great. City Slickers.
You've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen that. I love Richard Grieco.
Dude, that movie is fucking awesome.
It's a good old feel-good movie when it comes on.
Yes, it is.
The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox, James Woods. I have not seen that.
That movie's okay.
Hot Shots. I'm on an ad.
Okay.
Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
109.
Okay. One of my favorite movies ever, and I had it on VHS when I was little. Backdraft. I know it's weird. It's like a firefighter movie, but that was good shit.
Oh, I know the movie.
Out for Justice. It's old Steven Seagal.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's a weird one. I don't even know what that is. The Hitman with Chuck Norris. Never seen that. Another really good movie, New Jack City. It's one of my favorite movie. Wesley Snipes movies.
Very good movie.
JFK.
Good movie.
It is good. Trying to see. Let's look at comedies real quick while we're on this list here. If there is a lot, there's not many.
You're still on an ad because I'm still paused.
Yeah, I'm still on ad. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Never liked that one. I prefer the first film.
I don't remember which one's
and that
which.
Third movie is a piece of shit.
Never seen it.
Dude, it's just not good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with Alex Winter or Keanu Reeves. It's just a bad script. It's a bad film.
Naked Gun 2.5. American Tail, Fightful Goes West. I'm still on an ad.
I'm still paused.
All right, unpaused. We're good. I gotta skip up there then. 101.10. All right, on it. I'll just end it with these last two because there's a lot of just dog shit in 91. We're gonna go Terminator 2 Judgment Day because that's obviously the biggest one, and then my favorite from 1991, which was Dice Rules, Andrew Dice Clay. I know it's just like a stand-up thing, but it's one of the greatest of all time, and it came out in 91, and I have it on DVD to this day.
Nice.
So there you go. That's 1991. A lot of cheesy, overrated horror films in it. There's some okay comedies in it. Not a lot going on. 91.
I've got to go Point Break, unless I think of something to be named later, but that's probably my favorite.
Yeah,
from that year.
Point Break's great. And of course, everybody loves the Terminator. I like the first film. I think the second one's a good film, but it's not. I can't compare it to the other one, and it's not something I
can't get into that movie.
It's a comfort.
And I argue with my comic book store guy about it all the time.
It's a comfort movie for everyone else. It came out like a day before and a year after I was born, so July 1st, 1991 is when it came out. So it's got a weird parallel with that, but it's not a comfort movie for me. The first one is. The second one has always been cheesy. I don't like that he was like this positive character. I like that he's a fucking cyborg that kills people. So but that's just me. Won't get into the rant of that, but that's 1991 in film. So now we will do the music.
Yeah. Do this pretty quick. Tiamat, The Astral Sleep, Been Caught Buttering, Pungent Stench, Grave Into the Grave, Atheist, Unquestionable Presence, Sepultura Raz, Where No Life Dwells from Unleashed, Shadows of the Past, which I consider Sinister Goth band, but whatever, I like them. It's listed on here, whatever. Death Shall Rise from Cancer. Let's see here. Soulside Journey from Dark Throne. Testimony of the Ancients from Pestilence, which is my favorite Pestilence record.
It's good shit.
Butchered at Birth, Cannibal Corpse. Considered Dead from Gorguts. From Beyond from Massacre. The Ten Commandments, which that's my favorite Malevolent album.
Yeah.
Blessed are the Sick from Morbid Angel. War Master from Bolt Thrower. Like an Ever-Flowing Stream, which is the shit from Dismember.
Baby.
My favorite European death metal band. Dawn of Possession from Immolation. Death's Human. Mental Funeral from Autopsy. And then of the death metal stuff, my favorite, where the hell did it go? Bear with me a second, it just disappeared. Oh, in my opinion, the album that is still the top dog of all that genre, Avicii the Forgotten from Suffocation.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's still a go-to for me to this day. Let's see here. Do a little bit more metal stuff, and I'm just going to throw you a curveball. Overkill's Horoscope. I want to thank Bobby and Dee Dee for coming on Phantasm this year. Thank you. This year's been weird, so thank you for doing that. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check those interviews out. I'm very proud of them. You can tell me they're shit. That's fine. I don't think they are. Mental Vortex from Corner, an album that Mr. Gorechrist and I love.
Yes.
Time Does Not Heal from Dark Angel, another great record. Let's see. Corey's favorite album from this year, Metallica. No, it's the Black Album. That was a joke. He does not like that record. Or if he does, he's never told me that. Slave to the Grind from Skid Row, which is a really great album that did not sell because it got overshadowed from everything else that got released that year. I love that album. I don't consider Skid Row a hair band. I consider they're just a really good metal band, just a traditional top metal band, and more in the Priest vein, and they got labeled a hair band, and they weren't. But whatever. Let's see here. Night of the Storm Rider from Iced Earth. I love that record. It's great. I remember seeing them at a club when they were touring that in 91. Out of Order from Nuclear Assault. 3D from Wrathchild America. I saw them on that tour. They were opening direct support for Armored Saint, which also came out this year. Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation. I'll give that a quick hat tip. Slow, Deep, and Hard from Typo Negative, my favorite Typo Negative record. It and Life is Killing Me. Those are my two favorite Typo Negative records. And yes, if you've looked at our Facebook page, those were pictures of me with Peter. So you're welcome. A band that I love, I've never heard Corey mention this band, but I bet you he likes them. Desperate Measures from Leeway. I love that
Leeway
band.
is the shit, dude.
I saw them with DRI in Orlando, Florida, and it was incredible. Another album and another band that is highly underrated. Forced Entry, As Above, So Below.
Yes.
Triplet three-piece out of Washington State area. Very underrated band. I always liked that band.
Yeah.
And that record is the shit. It's their sophomore. It's a good one. It's good.
It's good.
And then this is where I'm throwing the curveball tonight because Corey loves baseball. Now you get pop albums from 1991.
Let's do it.
That's right, pop albums. Did I listen to these? No. Was I selling them at a record store to people? Yes, I was. And here we go, kids. How about Pop Life from Bananarama? How about Love Hurts from Cher? How about Let's Get to It from Kylie Minogue? How about The White Room from KLF? What's funny is I looked up pop albums and Metallica's Black albums on this list.
Yeah, that's when they became pop.
The Comfort Zone from Vanessa Williams. If you think you don't know what that is, let me save you the trouble. You did. Save the best for last. That's her.
Oh, okay.
Vanessa Williams. Plus, I love Vanessa Williams because she was in Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Sweet, an artist that I always hated, his album Girlfriend, which I also hated. The Jesus Lizard Goat. Sarah McLachlan's Solace. Michael Bolton, Time, Love, and Tenderness. Michael Bolton's, if you ever get a chance to look up his hair band stuff, Bruce Kulick was actually his guitarist on like 2 of his records. They're incredible.
No shit.
It's literally AOR hair band shit. And I own both of them.
Was it still Michael Bolton, or did he have a band?
No, it's just called Michael Bolton.
Wow.
But the music's totally different. And you've heard one of the songs. One of the songs is in Back to School, that Everybody's Crazy.
Oh, yeah,
That's Michael Bolton.
Wow.
That's Bruce Kulick on guitar. He wrote fucking half the album.
Do you think he kind of sounds similar like Steve Perry? So it doesn't really surprise me that he also did like an AOR band.
My thing. Everybody makes fun of Michael Bolton, but the reality is,
I love Michael Bolton.
It's like just like in Office Space, I got fucking goddamn Michael Bolton, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it's like it's funny, but it isn't funny to me because actually, if you've done your due diligence, Michael Bolton, like I said, his first like 2 or 3 records are actually hair band albums. They're AOR shit. It sounds like Foreigner. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I have to check those out.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I hate that band. Of the Heart, of the Soul, and of the Crown, PM Dawn. That album was huge when I was working at a record store. Emotions from Mariah Carey. Simply Red, Stars. Michael Jackson, Dangerous. Rod Stewart, Vagabond Heart. That's when he was putting out his adult contemporary dog shit. Laughing Stock from Talk Talk. That's an 80s band I like that was still putting out dog shit in the 90s. Paula Abdul, Spellbound. Queen's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. Waking Up the Neighbors from Bryan Adams. It's a terrible album. Nirvana Nevermind. Here it is. Pop album. And my favorite Nirvana record, so I'll actually give that a little bit of love. Octung Baby from U2. It's a great record. Genesis We Can't Dance. That is literally the worst Genesis record ever made.
Yeah, it's bad.
Queen Innuendo. That's an underrated Queen album.
Love it.
R.E.M. Out of Time. Never understood why people like the band R.E.M. I could never get into them. I guess it's just over my fucking head.
Not a fan.
It is funny. Amy Grant, Heart in Motion. She's a religious bitch. I'm sure your cousin likes him. He probably does. He's like, I got to go see Amy Grant next weekend. Anyway, Roxette, Joyride, that band was huge. Spin Doctors, Pocket Full of Dynamite, that shit was huge. Sting, The Soul Cages. Listening to that record, because I worked at a record store, I had to play that album on repeat to sell it to like older people. That album actually makes me want to kill myself. It's so depressing. Crowded House, Woodface. Anyway, it's just weird. And again, I wasn't condoning any of that stuff on that list. I'm just being weird tonight, just throwing some pop albums at you from 91. And that is all for the music. And I've talked way too long.
No, that's fine. Some interesting ones in there. That's why we do alternate futures, so you guys know.
91 to death, but maybe we haven't. I don't know.
I don't think so. There's only been a
Not really.
few.
You didn't really name off any movies that we ever done, so it kind of felt fresh.
Yeah, and listing the horror movies that are on there, I didn't really notice. Like the one that we did do.
The greatest thing in the world is
the one that we did do in 91. I don't remember what it would have been. Maybe it wasn't.
Where did they shoot this movie?
Missouri.
Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It's my.
So Brad Dourif, did he have to be on set just to voice Chucky?
Yeah, because I don't think there's any Charles Lee Ray scenes in this film. It's just, I guess, the voice work for it.
But did he just do it as a finished product, or was he sitting there in the background with like a mic on?
I have no idea. I would assume that he was just in a room and doing the voiceover
We'll have
work.
to ask him that.
Yeah, just doing the voiceover work was what I would imagine.
Talking about that woman taking a shit, we just had a big old time. And I can quote Blue Velvet to him.
Yeah.
Vince, do you want me to pour? No, I want you to fuck you. If I've never told and said it on this podcast, I'm sure I have before. Dennis Hopper is an amazing actor. Rest in peace. I get so much joy and love from watching Blue Velvet, and that scares so many people.
It's such a good movie.
But he is so outlandish in that. How can you not love it?
Yeah, it's just good acting.
Here's to your health, Frank. No, I'll drink something else. No, fuck that. Just drink something else.
Drink the fucking.
Hey, here's to your fuck, Frank. Anyway, what a fucking glorious movie.
So you actually had a kid he just blew up by a grenade.
You know what's really weird about this movie too? This movie feels, and this is something. No, I'm not saying I don't like the movie. I just want to give everybody like a feel on this. If you're old enough to understand this, you will. If you don't, you won't. But this movie feels like a direct-to-video movie.
It does.
It does not feel like this should have been theatrically released to me. And it looks like it has a budget of like $1. I'm not saying I don't like it. I think this movie's the shit.
I have an ad.
It honestly, it feels like this movie has a budget of like $250.
Yeah.
It's like, here's your 25-cent budget. Go get that big actor, Justin Wallen. I mean, it's just... I mean, goddamn, who took the budget of this? Brad Dourif, I'm assuming? I mean, geez.
I mean, honestly, Andrew Robinson's probably one of the more...
I love this movie. I'm not saying, again, I don't give you the wrong idea, but you cannot tell me this is what you and I would call a straight-to-Netflix movie. This is just, it's straight-to-video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for, like, and I love him, and you do too, but I'm waiting for, 70-year-old Nicolas Cage to show up in this. It's like, I had to make this movie where I fight Chucky. We're going to make that movie. Corey and I are going to make Child's Play 20, and we're going to put Nick Cage in it fighting.
That'd be amazing. Honestly.
Yeah, it would.
That would be really cool.
No, it would. I come up with good ideas when we do this podcast. That's why I love it. You and I bounce shit off each other, and it always works. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it doesn't, and I end up cutting myself on a fucking cup of ranch dressing at Disney.
Call it Child's Cage.
You know. This is a true story. We were in a Pinocchio restaurant in Magic Kingdom, and my amazing friend and I were sitting there, this gentleman that's on this podcast with me, we're sitting there, and I literally tore my thumb. Was it my thumb? That was my finger.
It's your thumb, pretty sure.
Was it my thumb?
Yeah, I think so.
I tore one of my fingers open on ranch dressing.
Like a cup of
Now,
ranch
here's
dressing.
the Are you back yet? Let me know.
Almost. I still got another ad coming.
Oh, you're good. Just let me know when it's done, because I'm rambling. But anyway, I got to tell you all this. So every fucking time I've cut myself last year, I got sick. The first time I cut myself at a comic book convention, I got COVID-19. It's the truth. I tore my fucking hand on my buddy's shelf. Yeah. And next thing you know, I have COVID-19. Fast forward, we're at Disney. I fucking cut my fucking hand open on ranch dressing. I end up with fucking upper respiratory infection. I'm telling you, I think there's something to tearing your skin open and then getting sick. I think it's real.
Yeah, it's bacteria.
I'm just telling you.
Got ad. It's a cool thing about Disney. I'm off the ad now. We're good.
Okay.
And they're at the little tilt-a-whirl, all that shit.
Pause yours real quick. Let's get synced up.
I'm at
1:14:37.
Okay, I'm at 1:14:26. So hang on.
Let me go back. Done.
Okay, and 3, 2.
Pause. 1, 2. Wait, you count it.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, the cool thing about Disney, they have like a little pavilion area where you can go, and they have like a nurse there and first aid. So that was really cool.
Yeah, they took care of me. I just had to write my name down so they couldn't sue them.
They put a goofy Band-Aid over it, and he was all good to go.
They did. It was actually really nice. They were very cool to me. But it was very interesting because every time, it seems like I end up doing something dumb like that, I get sick. I swear. It's the truth. I tore my hand on a wood shelf, and then like a week later, not even a week, like 3 days later, I had COVID. I mean, it just sucks, man. I don't know what the deal is with this shit. But getting sick sucks. Everybody stay healthy, safe out there. The COVID shit's still around. Don't let people tell you differently. It's there.
Yeah, you gotta be
I
careful.
hear motherfuckers getting it. It's fucking scary.
Yeah, it sure is.
But, it is what it is. And here's a funny thing. I'll share y'all a little bit of our life with you. We're going to Disney in a few months, and if the government or the fucking world shut down again, I guess we're just going to be flying there and sitting in our hotel room.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because we're not going to not go now,
Right.
So, if the world shut down again, then we will be in Orlando. Come see us at our hotel. Come see us at Applebee's. We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll definitely go to the Applebee's. Because there was no one in that place. Was COVID protocol when we went there. It felt like we were the only people in there.
We had this waiter, and our food was incredible. Gore Crush treated me to an amazing meal.
It was a Phantasm dinner.
It was amazing. It was in between us getting to see the amazing, incredible, greatest quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. And then the next day, we're just chilling in the room, an amazing hotel room. We're sitting there just chilling, eating some Applebee's. And we ate till we were like stuffed. I had like this griller thing. Like it was so fucking awesome. But anyway, I swear to God, our waiter, he was like fucking stoned out of his mind. And I don't mean stoned like he was smoking pot. I mean, he had went to like a CBD oil place and either drank the fucking oil or he was back there eating gummies.
Or he was huffing like some fucking...
Because he was just like, he was literally just like, you guys or anything else? And my drink has literally got melted ice in it, which, by the way, for anybody that waits tables, don't ever give somebody a drink that has melted ice. And that means you've not been doing your fucking job, you know?
Yeah.
And I know waiting table sucks. I've done it, but I'm just saying, don't do that. It's, go somewhere else and quit if you're going to treat people like that. But anyway, he was literally like eating CBD gummies in the back. He's like, you got your chicken platter yet? I mean, he just seemed like he was fucking, am I wrong about that or am I right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
And here's the other weird thing. It was December in Orlando, and that fucking Applebee's was a ghost town.
The whole area was. We were the only people walking around in that little town across from Universal.
I think there may have been 2 other people staying at our hotel.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life.
It was definitely Twilight Zone because, you go there in December.
It was like the beginning of December. It wasn't like we were there in like fucking...
The hotel...
I don't know. Christmas Day trying to eat at Applebee's.
The hotel was in this... It was across from Universal, so you could see it from your window. It's like right there.
Yeah.
Like the Volcano Bay and all that shit. You can see it from across the way there, the interstate.
You could. I forgot about that. Yeah, you could.
But there was a little, like, just strip of hotels and, like, restaurants and other shit.
Was Universal closed, do you think?
No, they were open.
Huh.
But I guess just nobody was staying over there because
that was fucking weird, man.
It was weird.
I'm telling you, and then we went in this like Middle Eastern like gift shop, and it was fucking weird.
Like knockoff Disney shit. And
yeah, it was just weird, man. It was really weird.
But there was nobody else in there either. They were, there was a gas station down the street. There's other like restaurant shit. There was a whole little area, like strip of a bunch of shit there, but there was nobody around.
The next day when we went to Disney, when we were coming back, we literally ordered half of Taco Bell.
Yes, we did.
And for the record, I just want to say that is the best Taco Bell I've ever had in my life.
It was fantastic.
It was really good.
I don't even remember what the fuck we ate, but I ate all of it.
We for real spent like $50 at that Taco Bell.
We did.
Because we hadn't ate since I'd had the chicken nugget where I tore my fucking hand on the fucking ranch. It's like, do you want this ranch dressing? Oh, you want this ranch dressing, Dr. West? You're going to tear your fucking hand off, you cocksucker.
Don't let him have the ranch dressing. He's going to cut his finger, duh.
That's the best I can do. I'm going to tear your fucking hand off, you fucking long-haired cocksucker. By the way, Tom Brady's going to shit the bed against in the playoffs against Cowboys, too. Joke's on you, cocksucker. But, I mean, I will say this, and I don't think we've ever done this on here. I wanted to say this. Magic Kingdom is where it's at.
Yeah, for sure.
You can go to the other parks, and I'm not saying that we won't because we just love it all, but Magic Kingdom is where it's at.
Yeah, it's got all the nostalgic stuff.
Feels so good. Magic Kingdom feels so good.
It has all the nostalgia. It has the...
It is like getting a hug from your mom on your birthday.
Because it's got the castle there, it's got Jungle Cruise, it's got Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean even. It's got all like the big rides everybody knows for Disney.
Thunder Mountain Railroad, which was
Thunder
the
Mountain
shit.
Railroad.
First thing we rode.
It's true, yeah.
I think.
It is.
Splash Mountain was fun.
Yeah, we did that before it was
they're
toast.
They're redoing that. It's cool. We'll ride it, whatever it is. Like turn it into whatever. Turn it into, I don't care what you turn it into. We'll still ride it. It's cool.
Yeah. Well,
I love it. And then we missed, we were going through this. The reason I brought this up, Corey and I were going through what all we fucking missed at the park. There were like a million things we didn't get to do.
Yeah. Well, you figure within a day it's hard to plan all that out, and you're going to be waiting in line a few hours out of the day, just waiting around. This time we're going to definitely do the Genie Lightning Fast Pass bullshit this time, at least for a couple of the rides. There's Cuco Rancho Chucky.
Oh, yeah, cool. So he's trying to possess the little black kid.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't watched this movie in a long time, kid, so just cut me some slack.
This is the scene I remember out of all of it. The other ones are kind of a blur, but I always remember this dark ride
of course
scene.
He's in like a horror ride, and the kid's attacked by Chucky on Volcano Bay.
And I remember that little weird bat thing that he was flying on. It's pretty cool. Like right when he gets part of his face cut off and you see the Cuco Chucky, that's the part I remember of this film because that is my favorite part. Whenever he turns into I'm Terminator Chucky, then I'm all in. Because to me that's what he is. He's like I'm like a machine that's possessed. He's terminated.
Yeah, this is definitely the peak of the movie. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, the rest of it, it's weird. He's like,
I wonder if they built this or they were actually in.
I like to think they built this. That's where all the budget of the film went, was to this fucking little fair.
God, he is straight packing heat.
He's been shooting people the last 45 minutes of this movie. It's weird. They weren't lying.
Man, those skulls are cool as shit.
Yeah, this part of the movie is great, and if you have to sit through all of it, and it gets to this part, you're like, damn, this is awesome. It reminds me of Texas too, because I don't really like that movie up until they go into that underground.
Look, again, I mentioned him earlier. The best part of Texas 2 is Dennis Hopper. Period.
Oh, all day. But the part where they go into that underground, same kind of thing like this.
Their lair?
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. The same kind of feel to it. Where I love carnival fair shit anyway. I think they're fun. So
yeah, man. I mean,
you can pull me in with that.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's a cool trope,
You know, it makes you brought up the carnival thing. That's why I always love watching the Bond movie, Living Daylights, because there's that scene where that Dabo chick are at the fucking. They're at that French fair or whatever.
And Lost Boys, man. I love that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's probably my favorite fair scene is the Lost Boys. Oof.
If you want to see me and Corey, we are actually going to finally leave the crypt. I'm going to leave the crypt of Florida. He's going to leave the crypt of Tennessee, a.k.a. and also New York, wherever he's at. And then we are actually going to go to Lexington to this horror convention out there, which I don't know the name of it. But we're gonna go
it's called Scarefest Weekend. I went there a couple years ago. It was a lot of fun. I didn't really do a whole lot at the convention. I went there to do coverage and shit, and I really just didn't. I kind of just met Bruce Campbell, and that was it. The funny part was there was a concert going on, like a country concert going on next door. So the Scarefest was at a convention center, but next door it's connected to the Rupp Arena over there. So there was some kind of a country music thing going on, like a show, and it was really funny because you have on one side you have all these horror people standing outside in costumes and all kinds of shit, and then you have these people that are all dressed the same. They all have like plaid shirts on and coats and cowboy hats, and it's ridiculous. It was the weirdest parallel I've ever seen.
I'm laughing at him about to hit these fanboys.
Oh, here we go. He's doing the Titanic right here. Just it'd be fun to throw just a gore stuffed doll into a fan and just let it explode. Great scene.
There's a couple people on this earth I'd like to throw into a fan. But
there's quite a few of them like that, and then there's the exploding doll gore. It's nice. It's a good scene. This whole part of this movie is the best part. It's just great. Cuckoo Chucky, Terminator Chucky gets thrown into an industrialized fan in a dark ride and explodes with chunks of just doll. It's great. So I guess it's almost wrapped up. This movie feels like it starts and ends. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. It's like I said, it's short and sweet. It's one of the reasons I picked it. It's right at 90 minutes.
Not a lot of killing in it. A lot of it's off-screen stuff. One dude just has a fucking heart attack looking at him.
I mean, 2's definitely better than this, but I tell you what, this movie's all right.
It's not as bad as a lot of people think it is.
No, it's actually, it moves pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's mildly.
It moves along just fine.
It's mildly entertaining.
Real good.
I think Chucky has some good lines in the film. I think the kid is cool. Considering within 9 months they made this movie.
Parks like that at night too are just fucking scary, man. I've always been freaked out by theme parks at night. I think being in Disney or Six Flags or fucking Dollywood or any fucking thing, I think if you're in there and it's closed, it's freaky deaky.
Well, it looks like Tubi has all the Chucky movies currently.
Well, they're going to be gone in 8 days. But yeah.
It's called Cult of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Seed of Chucky. Yeah.
All the Universal stuff. So all the sequels. So starting with 2 and then you go all the way.
Right. So yeah, final thoughts.
It's a fun little slasher. Is it gory enough for me? No, but it's fun. Again, I don't go into Child's Play movies expecting Child's Play 2 every time.
Right, and I don't either.
You know, is Child's Play 3 better than, I don't know, a lot of horror movies that I've watched? Probably. I mean, it's like I said, it's another one where it feels like the MPAA butchered it. I don't know that, and you didn't read that during this, and I'm not accusing them of that, but it does feel like it got attacked.
Well, they did say it was rushed because they were pressured to make this movie before the second one was made. They're like, you have to make a third film too. So I mean, it was a rushed film, and it doesn't really feel rushed. Did it feel like he was out of ideas? I mean, you can argue that, but I mean, I think overall, I mean, there's not any other that I can think of military school centered slasher films like that. I mean, really. So I think it's kind of cool.
Real quick, do we have anything like, and I can look it up if you want me to, Brad Dourif commenting on this movie at all somewhere?
I can look it up. But yeah, I like the movie overall. I think it's a harmless sequel. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I mean it's
I don't think it's detrimental to anything.
Part 3? No.
No, I don't think it's detrimental to the franchise. I don't think.
Return of the Jedi? Is it Rambo 3? Is it Back to the Future 3? No. Yeah. But is it fun? Yeah, I think it's fun. And I also find it very interesting. It's kind of morbid. It's like they were kind of trying to wrap him up like he was done for good because there was such a long time period between the two.
Right.
To the next film. Because you said, I think the next film was, 98?
Yeah.
That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, I don't know where to really...
Let's assume the franchise is dead, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really see anywhere where he's... I'd probably look up an interview of it or something, but wouldn't be able to translate it. Anyway. But yeah, something we can definitely ask if he's coming around, which it looks like he might. Yeah, it's a harmless movie. You can not like it. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. I've definitely seen worse. But it's got a pretty okay pace to it, and Chucky's entertaining enough in the early, in these first 3 movies that he's fun to watch and figure out what the hell he's gonna do. But of course, it's definitely not as inventive. They kind of just stick a gun in his hand and he starts shooting kids, which is kind of funny. But it's also just, it is definitely not the most ambitious Chucky film, but I think it's all right. The ending scene for me is worth it. That's the one that always stuck out to me and why I love the film is the ending. Because they don't show Chucky or anything. He just explodes in that fan and then the movie's over. They're like, this is it, last movie. So does it make it feel rushed in that sense? Yeah, sure.
So the movie was banned in England. That's just weird.
Yeah, for those killings, yeah. But yeah, I mean, watch them while they're on Tubi, folks. Tubi's free. Always recommended here at Phantasm. It's been our best friend for years. It's always got the good stuff. Even though you have to deal with ads every 10 seconds, it's still fun. Sometimes ads aren't that bad. But we fully endorse the app, so definitely use that. And we thank you very much for watching and listening. And until next time, stay fucking gory.
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.